Hey yo, what is up you guys? It is the Big Bird himself, Fried Chicken. Today, we're going to be doing a tier list of all the ships that released within 2024. This is going to be mainly an opinionated video, my opinion of what ships I believe earned the top tier super rank and the D tier low rank. So let's jump into it and have some fun with this. This is going to be a cool thing. I wanted to do it live just so I can interact with the chat while I'm doing everything at the same time. I thought about making this as like a regular video, but then I told myself, let's make it live. Let's have some fun with it and do something a little different. So all y'all who are in the chat, who are all watching the video, sound off. Let you guys be known so I know where you guys are at, because today is the day we're going to be doing the 2024 top tier list ships of the year, last year. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Within the year 2024, 17 vehicles dropped. Let's see if we can zoom in on some of these things real quickly so you guys can see. So we had the Firebird, the Peregrine, Star Lancer Max, Ursa Medevac. We also got the Medipen. Then we got the Zeus Exploration ES, and then we got the CL the Clipper. Yeah. Then we got the Polaris. Then we got two separate pulses. We got the pulse and then the racing variant. Okay, and then what else do we get this year? We also got the Mirai Guardian and the Mirai Guardian QI. Really cool vehicles, by the way. Then we got the Argo ATLS. I decided to throw it in here because technically it is a vehicle that did release. So that's that. And then we also have the Intrepid, another great vehicle. Then we got the Argo CSM, which is the pickup truck. Oops, moving out. And then we got the Hornet Tracker and Hornet Ghost. Those are the vehicles that dropped within the year 2024. Do you guys think that this year was stacked? Me? I'm a bit half and half. I think there was definitely some ships that were better than the other ships, but it is realistically the way how it is. So let's jump in here and take a look at the tier list. Let's start off in alphabetical order, okay? Let's see what we got going on here. So if we go to alphabetical order, it'll be Argo first. So let's start off with, well, when you look at the ASOP terminals, it's always Aegis first. So let's look at the Aegis ships first. So we got these two. They are up and ready to go. Right. So we got the Aegis Firebird and the Peregrine. Both of these ships were actually very solid. In my opinion, the Firebird was definitely a tier above the Peregrine. I flew the Peregrine and I didn't like it that much just because I'm a longtime Raven owner. I've had a Raven for like the greater half of like 3 years, 4 years. And it felt exactly the same as the Raven. And so in my opinion, I did fly it during the time that CIG allowed us to actually fly it. I put it down. I didn't like it. It felt like the Raven. I was like, there's no point in having another ship that feels just like the Raven, so I'll just keep the Raven. But I did end up picking up a Firebird because those missiles really do slap. Now, they're not the best. They're pretty much interceptors, if you will. I will put the Firebird definitely in B tier. Right? Good ship. Nice and solid. Now, the Peregrine, this ship was definitely double paper plate. I was not feeling it. I'm going to put this one definitely down in the D tier. It just did not click with me, didn't feel right for me, and it just wasn't a cool ship. And so it wasn't for me. Nah. All right. Next up on the list is, I believe actually Anvil pops up before Argo, if you decide to go ASOP terminal listings. So what do we have here? We have the Medipen, and we have the Hornet and a Hornet Tracker. The Medipen, yeah, it's a solid ship. I literally just posted a video today about this bird, and it's an amazing bird. Absolutely love it. The base version, it's kind of meh just because its actual game mechanic is not usable. People say there's supposed to be a missile variant for the Terrapin, but definitely the medical variant is a real hit, and I do enjoy flying it a lot. It's one of my most favorite ships at the end of the year, and I do enjoy flying that. It's a good ship. Tell me down below if you guys think it's a good ship. Make sure you guys comment inside of here to let me know what you guys think. This is not really a gameplay video, just like tier list type of thing. And Yeah, it's a solid ship. I would put this one in A tier. Medipin, easily A tier. Now, when it comes to the two Hornets, I was not sure about these two. In 3.24.2, you can actually modify the balls in them. You can swap out the on the tracker. You can take out this satellite and put a ball turret in there. And in the Ghost, same thing. So you could make them quite powerful vessels with lots of firepower and weapons and stuff, almost like the F7A. So you could make them pretty strong. And, you know, the stealthiness of the Ghost definitely was heightened versus the tracker. But in 4.0, I've tried doing it. You can't put the turrets inside of either one of them, so you're kind of just locked out of there. And yeah, I mean, they're just the basic Hornet, pretty much. There's nothing too special about them. I know once more other systems comes online in the future, they'll be really cool. But right now, they're just not there yet. And I got to fly them. They both felt the same, and they just weren't hitting it for me. Like I said, this is an opinionated video. I don't even see these birds actually out in the verse. I don't see anyone flying these two ever. Since they released, I've only seen people flying like Arena Commander doing testing and stuff. But other than that, these are definitely you know, as if you're going to your family's dinner and stuff like that, and you eat the food, it ain't good, and you just had to put the plate upside down. That's what these two ships are. You're definitely hiding them away. I'll put them at the C tier for both of them. They're cool and all, but they're just not connecting right. So yeah. Let's see. Many pins. You already know, Rexon. You already know. Michael Bay or Morphy Ratchet. I feel it. Okay, so the next two vehicles, if we're gonna talk about alphabetical order, is gonna be Argo. Argo is one of my favorite brands, even though they don't got a lot of vehicles to offer. They're very minuscule when it comes to the amount of vehicles they got. I see you in the chat. Rock, what's your name? Roxham. I see you in the chat. How's it going? Welcome to the video. I'm gonna be doing a short little stream here today, talking about the ships and the tier list, an opinionated video. So, nice to have you in there. Cool. Now, the Argo ATLS. This ship is different. It made CIG do a lot of stuff fast. They released this ship to buy on the store for $35, and then about a month, maybe just a little smidgen under a month, they put it into the game to buy for $75K. So it was a quick turnaround, and they also changed the way how cargo worked a lot when this thing dropped. They made cargo crates no longer damage your ship, because what was happening, people were picking up their cargo crates and it was hitting parts of other ships, and it was damaging their doors, other parts of the components and stuff like that, damaging their ships. And so CIG made a quick change to make that cargo containers no longer damage ships. But now this thing it's essential. If you don't have one, then you're slipping. You definitely have to have one. They're very cheap. You can still buy them for nothing. You can go get them at Pyro at the cargo decks. Very cheap. This is easily an S tier vehicle, just because it's so essential. Like, you gotta have one in your fleet. That down a little loud. Yeah, easily S tier. Love it. Don't hate it. Love it. Whenever I'm doing cargo running, if I'm just being a space dad for a day, that is the bird I use. Not even a bird. It's supposed to be a mech, and I can't wait to see what happens for future iterations when that pops off. So just gotta wait for it to hit. Now we got the Argo CSM, the pickup truck. I had this vehicle. I drove it around a lot. I made a video on it. It's a cool truck, but it's not it. It's not it. When I was testing it out and stuff like that, the suspension was extremely bouncy. The truck constantly wanted to do wheelies, and you know, this vehicle was lifted off the ground. It couldn't run over pebbles and stuff on the planet's surface, and so it hurt it a lot. It did come in handy when you're doing logistics depot missions and stuff like that, and you had to go run in, you had to go collect the cargo and put them in the back. Excuse me. Some vehicles, you know, you can't do that, but this one, it definitely was nice to have that type of capability for it. I actually ended up melting this into a different ship. I think this is what became my Medipin once the Medipin drops. I scrapped it real quickly. I was like, LTI token, well, it was like 45 bucks. quick LTI token. I was like, okay, whatever. I just pick up the Medipin instead. So that's what I did. And that was cool. Probably not gonna repick this up in the future just because it's not it for me. I'm gonna put this down D tier. This shit is definitely double paper plate. I don't see anyone driving around, even like if you go flying around from outpost to outpost and stuff like that. Sometimes you see abandoned vehicles there. Not once have I seen one of these out in the wild. No, sir. Okay, what will be next on the list? That'd be Crusader Industries. What do we have? We have the Underdog. This is the Crusader. It goes bigger on me. The Crusader Industries Intrepid. This is a fan favorite. People love this vehicle. They like it a lot. Me personally, I've said this before. I've done a couple videos on this ship. I don't like the outside of it. I really don't. The interior, though, great interior. The ship is awesome when it comes to the interior. It's well designed and absolutely love it. Make sure you stay hydrated. It flies well. You know, this ship also has some controversy around it too. As soon as the ship came out, people were backlashing at it, saying that it's really too weak with the single gun. It needs more firepower. So CIG quickly turned it around and threw a larger gun on the ship. And you know, it is formidable. It definitely is a starter ship. In my opinion, I think the price point for this bird is just a little too high for what it offers. You know, decent amount of cargoes, ergonomical space, good kitchenette, good living area, a place where you can put 1 SCU crates for delivery missions. Like I said, the interior is well utilized. You cannot hate off of that. It flies very fast. It's a very loud ship too. If you're flying and you got the volume on max, it's a very loud bird. I flew it for a while. I actually ended up picking one up, and to me, it's gonna be an LTI token. Definitely gonna be in the C section for me. Really just wasn't feeling it too much. You know, I just got too many small form ships. I got a lot of ships. I'm not tripping. But let's move on to the next ship on the list. That will be MSI MRI. So let's put these things up on the block. Let's see. Let's get a big. Nah. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, I'm also throw the Guardian up there too. That's Mirai as well. So all these ships, we can talk about every single one of them. Right. So let's start off with the Mirai Pulse. This thing is amazing. If you don't have one, you need one. This has become a very essential vehicle. Everyone should have one. I highly recommend that you guys check this little bird out. Not even a bird, hover bike out. Comes with 2 different variants. Both are great. I have both of them. I have the one with the gun on it and the racing variant. I use this thing regularly whenever I want to shut down what is it, the comm stations. If I want to go to a comm array and I want to shut it down, I'll park my ship nearby out of the distance, usually about 20K out, and I'll fly the hover bike to the station and I will shut it down. I'll fly the hover bike into the station without no issues because it's so small. This thing is so small you can stuff it into anything. That's is why I would put this all the way at the top. 100% S tier. Just because it's extremely utilitarian. You can literally use it for everything. It fits in everything. Do you want to put it in your Medipin? It fits. Do you want to put it in the Intrepid? It fits. Star Lancer, you can fit like 100 of them inside of there. You can fit one inside of the Mirai Guardian. You can fit like 20 of them inside of here. You can fit one inside of the Ursa Medevac. Easily fit like 1,000 of them inside of the Polaris. No problem whatsoever. So I highly recommend that you guys pick up one of these if you guys got the opportunity, just because it's an excellent little bird. I'm calling them all birds. I mean, they're all ships. That's all what it is. Actually, yeah, S tier. 100% S tier. Now, let's go on to a ship that blew me away this year. MSI Starlancer Max. An amazing ship. An amazing ship overall. It's a very easygoing ship. It's not hard to run. It's quite easy and simple to use. And just no real issues with it. It just works. And it's very ergonomic. I made a whole plethora of videos on it. The cargo area underneath the thing makes it super easy to load in cargo in and out. The price point is very well placed right there at, what was it, $225 when it came out. For a ship of this size and space and cargo capacity, it was an excellent ship just to have out there. And once I got my hands on it, started flying it, I was like, this is very nice. Only thing I don't like about this ship is it's slow. It's hella slow. This ship has huge engines in the back, huge proportional engines in the back, and you think it would push it a lot faster. You know, there's ships like the what's it called? My voice is dying today. Ships like the Mercury Star Runner. That ship, big ship, really small motors, really small engines. And so you wouldn't expect it to be able to fly all that good, right? But it's fast, very fast. I'm not sure what Crusader Industries is doing, but their ships are fast. And this ship, huge engines in the back, slow. Very slow, very slow. Absolutely slow. And that was my biggest gripe. Other than that, very ergonomical, very easy to use, and I have no problem with it. It was just an amazing ship. Okay, okay. What's up, I? What's up, I? See you in the chat. Because they're frustrated the chicken wings out of me. Hold on, which ship are you talking about? Which one, the Star Lancer or? Let me know, I. Which ship are you talking about? It's like the perfect time too if you want to ask any questions and things like that. Putting your input in the chat if you guys have any input. I would like to hear what your guys' thoughts are on some of these ships. If you guys think that my tier list is a little too harsh or if it's valid, let me know down below. Star Lancer Max for me though, this is an easy A. Only reason why I'm not giving it an S tier is because it's hella slow. Big Bird, you already know. You don't like the Star Lancer? It frustrated you? Why did it frustrate you? Let me know why. Does it not deserve to be in the A tier? Should it be in B or C tier? Or is it double paper plate? Should we put it in the trash bin? What do you think it should be? I'm curious what your opinion on it is. So you said you had some frustrations. What was those frustrations? Let's hear about it. See if you got anything to say. What did he say? The cockpit. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. They fumbled it with the cockpit. You're sitting, you can see my cursor, way back here. Like you can see the seat. You got all this space. What me and some friends were doing, we were joking around. Like some of us were like laying in the front because you have so much space to lay. They could have made like the whole entire bottom part glass too, kind of like the Carrack, and it would have been awesome. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting it at A too. I see you, Timber. That's why I'm putting it at A as well. I said that a little bit earlier. If you're just entering the stream, A because it's slow. Other than that, everything is choice. Okay, okay, we got more people jumping in. It's an A tier for me. If it was a little faster, like 100 SCM is slow. If this thing had like 200 SCM, maybe 250, a little faster. It would have been cool. It would have been cool. It would have been cool. Let me adjust my screen real quick so I can see what's going on here. I see you, Mike G. I see you, G. Hey, I'll keep up the good work. No problem on that. Hey, since we got more people on the side here, should we restart this list and have your guys' opinion be voiced out per ship I put out here? I feel like we should do that. Let's restart this whole entire thing and have some fun with it. Since we got more people in the chat, we could talk about it. I'd like to have you guys more and more involved. So let's start over the video just because we got more people in here chatting about it, and it's good to have your guys' opinions about this too, because my channel is more community driven than most channels, and I like to have you guys part of my videos. So again, this is hugely opinionated, but yeah, let's start over with the tier list and go over it again since we got you guys talking in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to be doing this in alphabetical order via the ASAP terminal way. ASAP starts with Aegis, goes from Aegis to Anvil, Anvil to Argo, and Argo to Crusader, and on so on, so on, so. So let's do this. We're going to start off again with Aegis. This year they released two ships. They released the Firebird and the Peregrine. in my opinion, again, I believe the Peregrine is double paper plate. I think this ship is D tier 100%. What do you guys think? Reason why I say it's double paper plate is because I'm a long time Saber Raven owner. I've been flying the Raven here in and out in the game, and it flies almost exactly the same. It just, it pitches and yaws and boosts a little faster, and it doesn't do it for me. Not at all. Not at all. Hey, how's it going, you guys? How's it going? How's it going? Are you guys fighting in the comments? Come on, that'll be chilling. We chilling. We chilling. We chilling. So you agree? This is D tier, double paper plate for the Peregrine, Aegis Peregrine. Yeah, but there's just so many better racers out there. I'd rather fly the M50, Fury, double paper plate, double D tier. You're funny. Don't forget to hydrate. Now, let's talk about Firebird, the missile bird. So this ship, I remember when it first came out, it packed a small amount of missiles. Then they gave it like double the amount of missiles it needed just because the missiles were kind of weak. And so they gave it like 24 missiles. This one I actually picked up. I ended up upgrading it to a different ship later on. I believe this ship turned into my Prowler. But the Firebird, I'm going to say B tier. B tier for the Firebird. It's a great ship. It's definitely a good Raven substitute. If you guys weren't able to pick up a Raven, definitely a great Raven substitute. Hey, can I get an audio check? How's my audio? Is my music too loud? Is my mic too loud? I can always adjust things on the fly. I don't want to be out there being too loud. Okay, so let's move on to the next set of ships, and that's going to be Anvil. That's going to be the next one online. So we got two ships from Anvil. Let's make these big. There we go. Yeah, yep, good looks, good looks. So in the year 2024, Anvil dropped 3 different birds. They dropped the Medic Terrapin, and they dropped the Hornet Tracker and Hornet Ghost. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm gonna put the Medipin at A tier. Only reason why it's not an S tier is just because I don't think they fully utilized the interior space. I think they could have done a little bit better with it. I feel like that it was just a bit too open. And if you guys watched my video I posted today about the Medipin, I mentioned that how they kind of copied and pasted the medical cabinet from the Pisces Rescue, and then the price, it's pretty expensive. It's little expensive for what it is. Let's see. Let me look at the chat. Stuff missiles work. Okay. Give me your next person in the game. Bob, you're gonna pick up the Firebird. But the Medipin is definitely gonna be, in my opinion, S tier. Not S tier, A tier. If they were to utilize the space a little bit better, maybe throw in maybe one cargo grade SCU, then yeah. Let's see. What are you guys arguing about in the chat? Should have 2 beds, different tiers. I feel it. Nah, not 2 beds. It does have space for 2 beds if you were to put them. If you think about it, it's vertically in the ship going down the central section. If they put them horizontal instead, then maybe yeah. You traded your Terrapin for a Guardian. You regret it? Yeah, you should regret it. I'm gonna go on a tangent about the Guardian once I reach it. You guys are gonna hear me shit talking because it deserves it. I believe it's cool and all, but it is just not there. But now let's talk about the Hornet Tracker and Hornet Ghost. Have you guys got a chance to fly these 2 birds? So I got to fly them in 3.24.3 and in 4.0 a little bit. And it's a little weird. So in 3.24.3, I was able to actually attach ball turrets onto these ships, which made them a step above the other ones. But in 4.0, I was not able to do that. And they are kind of the same. They offer a lot of the same things. There's not too much difference currently. They're supposed to change in the future once actual stealth mechanics become more fleshed out and tracking. The tracker is supposed to be more of a scout, if you will. But yeah. So you skipped out on Apollo. That's a ship I'm on debate. I haven't picked one up yet, but I'm debating on picking one up if it drops this year. Maybe I'll pick it up and look at it just because it looks cool, but I'm just not 100% on it. I gotta fly it first and see if its mechanics actually work in it. It does look cool. The concept art looks cool for the Apollo. Let's see. Oh yeah, I feel you, Emperor. Definitely. So I'm gonna put these two together and the single tier together just because I forgot to get a second image of each ship. I think they're great. They're just not there yet. They need more time in the oven. The mechanics of these ships need more time in the oven. Like once they actually come out with their full mechanics and they're functioning properly, these are going to be easy A tiers. But until then, I'm going to have to drop them into the B tier just because they're not there yet. They're great ships though. Absolutely love them. You traded your Star Lancer for a Guardian? You don't regret it? Well, I guess it depends on what type of player you are. If you're someone who's more combat orientated, then I can understand that. But if you're someone who's not just combat orientated, if you like to do different things, then like, you know, cargo hauling, group party gameplay with a bunch of friends, then the Star Lancer would have been better for that. The Guardian is cool, but it does miss here and there for certain sections. Okay, so moving down the list, alphabetical order, we're going to go and hit Argo. What do we have here? So Argo doesn't have a lot of ships and stuff, very little. I decided to put the ATLS in this list just because it was a release this year, a strange release. It released kind of funky. It released, you had to buy it. Then within a month, they turned around and then put it buyable in game, which was kind of weird. It sold for $35, so it was an excellent LTI token. I bought 4 of them. And it was great. It's an absolute essential vehicle. If you're someone who's serious in the cargo moving and things like that, this is easily 100% an S tier vehicle. I really say it's S tier. Argo ATLS is what it is. You guys arguing out there? Damn, chill. Supposed to be a tier list, supposed to be having fun here. We're not trying to divide the community based off of who likes what. It is okay to have your own opinion. It's not always about stats, always about cool factor too. Like for example, I picked the Saber Raven over a lot of other ships, even though I know its stats aren't great. It's just a really cool ship to fly, and that's one reason why I recommend flying it, because it's just really cool. Exactly. Good job, Bob. It doesn't need to be the best to be good. You can be good in your own eyes. So we're moving on from the Argo ATLS, which got S tier because it's such an essential vehicle for anyone who wants to do anything cargo related. Let's move on to the Argo CSV. I forget. This right here, I melted it real quick. After I got it, I played a fit. I believe I put like 3 hours of gameplay into this, doing like bunker missions and stuff like that. And my issues with this ship was that I kept on running into problems with it on terrain. It's supposed to be a pickup truck. It's lifted off the ground, big tires. It should be able to run over pebbles, but it gets stuck on pebbles. And with nothing in the back in the cargo area, it would constantly do wheelies. And so you would have less traction whenever you're moving. So you know, you're hitting pebbles and you're doing wheelies all over the place. It really made it not a fun vehicle to drive. And so, in my opinion, tell me if you guys think I'm valid with this. Am I valid with this one? Double paper plate is not the best ship. Did you go down there? Come on now. Ship, ground vehicle, double paper plate. Let's see. C tier. I thought about C tier too, but I tried doing a logistics depot mission with, you get to drive into it, and I couldn't get the vehicle to fit into the logistics depot because it's so high off the ground, and once you put cargo craters inside of it, it's even higher. And so I was catching the ceiling every once in a while, and so that was my issue with this vehicle. I don't know if they changed it because I haven't driven it since like early December. Last time I drove it was December 3rd, and that's when I decided to melt it. I was like, this ain't for me, just because it kept on giving me issues. Drivability wasn't that good. It's gonna be used as background art. Jeez, you're cold. It's dorky, valid. Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay. Double paper plate. Okay, so what's next? We got. Nah. Go away. Go away. We got the Crusader Intrepid. We're doing this alphabetical order. Stay friendly in the chat, you guys. We don't want to have fighting against what we think is cool and what's not cool. It's all fun here with this opinionated video. Roads, dude, I'm waiting for Roads forever. Have you guys got to do the buggy mini game at Orison Vision Center before it broke? That was a lot of fun. Me and some friends, we did that. You know, it was very Mario Kart-ish with the way how it worked and stuff. You hit the ice, you start sliding a little bit. The PTVs will blow up real easily. But now we're here looking at the Crusader Intrepid. This is, in my opinion, the dark horse of 2024 right here. There is a lot of controversy with this ship. I said this a little earlier. Excuse me. I'm dying today. I don't know what's going on. The Crusader Intrepid. What can I say about it? It's an ugly ship with one of the best interiors I've ever seen in a ship in the game for its form factor. Objectively A tier. No, I'm feeling it, Doc. I'm feeling it. It's the, like I say, it's the dark horse of the year when it comes to ships. The interior is well designed. The living area, beautiful kitchenette, and the area with the bed, it has spots for one SCU cargo crates. Not cargo crates, personal boxes, so you can go around out there and do delivery missions and stuff like that and actually place them, and it will grid lock into it. So it's very nice to have that. And it also has a very nice ergonomical gun rack where you can place a railgun. Very nice ship. In the back, real easy access for your cargo. You can throw MRI pulse back there and some cargo with no issues, and you could throw a lot more if you really were trying to squeeze the most out of it. Super solid ship. I'm not joking. It really is a nice ship. I actually ended up picking one of these up. I said I wasn't gonna do it because I was like, man, but then I started flying it and I flew with like maybe 2 hours of flight time. I log my flight time when I'm flying the game with Excel. I have a timer on my iPhone and I keep track of how long I'm flying a certain ship, and then I punch in the time into my Excel spreadsheet just so I know how much I flew. And then within a certain amount of days where I feel comfortable, I'll add all the times up, and then that is how I know how much I've flown it. So like when I'm doing like these 10-hour videos or whatever, I'm putting time into it. Example, the video I dropped today with the MediPin, I said 10 hours. Technically, it was 9 hours and 45 minutes worth of flying. I play the game a lot, so that's the ship I fly most of the time during that time. That's why it took over a month for me to put a video out on it. And so I really wanted to make sure I got in there and got a good feel and good details with it. Yeah, I photoshopped it. Yeah, you know I did. I'm not even in Photoshop. I'm actually in Adobe Illustrator. You're wrong. You're wrong, wrong. Yeah, this is Adobe Illustrator, not Photoshop. But yeah, it's a great ship. It's one thing I can say I don't like about this ship is how loud it is. If you flow this ship and you're boosting and stuff like that, it's a very loud ship. I'll give it a B tier. I feel like it's a dark horse. Everyone hated it at first, but then people started coming around. I was definitely in that boat. I hated it at first, but I came around and started liking it even more. All right. So if we're going to stay alphabetical order, let's get back to Mirai and Misk. That's where we left off at before all y'all started hopping into my chat. Okay. So we're back to where we first began. It's good to have all y'all inside of here. We got a decent amount of people in here. All y'all sound off in the chat. Nice to have all y'all inside of here. If you guys are now just watching, we could do a quick recap. But let's continue on with the Star Lancer again, the ship that got the chat rumbling. You guys know what I said about this ship already. This ship was awesome. Amazing ship, ergonomical. It's a ship for you and the boys to go out there in the verse to have fun. And you know, I 100% believe CIG when they decided to make the advertisement for this ship. They showed, you know, a group of 4 people flying together, having fun, drinking brews and stuff like that, all together, having a good time in the Starlancer. That was the advertisement for this ship, just for the Max variant. We're not going to talk about any of the other variants. Easy S tier? No, Starlancer Max. Am I valid? Am I valid? A tier. Reason why I say A tier is because this thing flies extremely slow. So the reason why I say that is because, like, if you look at other ships that's kind of similar in form factor, mainly like the Mercury Star Runner, it's a very big, hefty ship. But it got these itty bitty little engines in the back, but it can fly super fast, real quick and fast. The Starlancer Max, it got these huge engines in the back, but what, like 112 SCM speeds, very slow. If they were to bump it up to like maybe like 200, 250, or 230, easy S tier. But this one, maybe in between those two, maybe in between S, because it's an awesome ship. I love it. I fly it regularly. I throw the medivac in the back. Me and the homies will go fly. We do bunker missions. We go do outpost missions, and we're able to store our SU easily without having too much issues. What's up, Blue? What's up, Blueberry? What's up, Emperor? It really don't have no aerodynamics. It's too fast for you? You're tripping. Get out of here. It is nah. No way. You slow little bird. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. All right. Now let's look at the next ship from Miskin Mirai. That's going to be the Pulse. In my opinion, I said this earlier, this is easily an S tier vehicle. I recommend everyone to get this just because of how utilitarian it is. It has storage in it, and its size factor also plays a huge part with that. So you can take this thing anywhere, put it in anything. Put it in the Medipen, easy. Put it in the Intrepid, easy. You can put it inside of all of these ships down here, easy. Guardian, easy. You can put it in anything. Yeah, when you first mount the Pulse, it's a very buggy ship. So my 2 favorite hover bikes in the game is the Nox and the Pulse. The Nox is really cool. It flies very fast and it looks aggressive and it has guns. The Pulse, I like it just because you're able to stuff it into anything. It's very easy to stuff, and you can fly it anywhere. What I use the Pulse for is I will stuff it into a ship. If I want to be bad and do pirate stuff, I will go to a comm array. I'll fly about 20K outside the comm array, and I'll take the Pulse and I'll fly it into it, and then I would you know, disconnect the comm array and then fly my Pulse and fly back to my ship, and I would have no hassles. That or the Archimedes, either one of the two. And I'll fly the bunkers and stuff like that as well, just because bunkers don't target hover bikes anymore, which is really nice. It does not fit in your pocket. Why are you lying? But easy S tier, just because of how much, you know, you can use it and where you can put it. Literally stuff it anywhere. Now let's move on to the Guardian. Whack, whack, whack. So this ship, at first, it was a fun ship. I have put about 4 hours of flight time with this ship now since initial release, and it's cool. It's cool, but there's a bug with this ship right now. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but something with missiles is still not fixed. I've taken it out, you know. Single missile death. It should be a heavy fighter. A single missile at full health, full shields should not be able to drop this bird, but it's been dropping it. And so, you know, once that gets fixed, it'll be better. And then the shields, they go down really fast. Getting into an actual dogfight with these things with actual players. I was going against a guy, and you know, in a regular Hornet, and he took down my shields and he shot out one of my engines, and I was stuck in water. And the torque imbalance on this thing is crazy. It spins like nobody else. Yeah, it really is soft. It like glass cannon vibes. I was talking to my boy Gecko about this ship, and I was telling him, I was like, yo, the Prowler is a better ship than the Guardian. It pitches and yaws better. It has 2 size 5s on it, and I believe 2 size 4s on it. Yeah, you know, there's no missiles attached to it, but it has a lot more firepower, and its health pool is huge. All you got to do is upgrade the shields in the Prowler, and it is definitely a ship to be reckoned with. Paper Guardian, yeah, it really is Paper Guardian. It's cool. The cool factor is strong with this one. Yeah, it really is less maneuverable. Like you'd think it would, Mirai is supposed to be the racing development. Yeah, it's fast. It's real fast, but it can't corner. No. Right, right. I understand, Emperor. I see you. I see you. It's really lackluster. I feel like it could be a lot better, but right now it's just really slacking. Um, Even the QI, I think it's lacking as well. The quantum interdiction, it's only useful if you're already on someone. Like let's say you see someone in a prospector mining out in the distance, and you fly up on them. You turn it on before they can jump away. Yeah, that's cool, but it is just slacking a little bit. Oh, for real, Timber. That's exactly where I was gonna put it at. C tier, C tier for sure. It's just not there. It could have easily been better. Easily. Yeah, it's not the best for PvP. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. So the last bit of ships are all RSI ships for the year. First ship is the Ursa Medevac. Yeah, you guys forgot about this one, right? Bet you guys forgot that this one dropped this year. So I told everyone that this is an essential vehicle, very essential. It's easily S tier in my opinion. You cannot sleep on the Ursa. The Medevac is definitely something that you need. If you're someone who likes to fly, medium-sized to large ships, definitely the Ursa Medevac. I'm someone who likes to fly those type of ships. I love to fly the Valkyrie, Star Lancer Max. I like to fly Constellations. I like to fly a couple other ships that are also bigger than usual as well too. And I always end up throwing a Ursa Medevac in the back because I never know what I'm doing sometimes when I hop on that. I'm dying today. I never know what I'm doing when I hop out into the verse, When I first hop onto the game, like, what do I want to do today? I want some cargo missions, we'll do some bunker missions, outpost missions, unverified, yada, yada, yada. Or just go raid some places, go drive up to them, and then wait for players to come through and then take them out, do some PvP action. I now realize I always take this with me. It's definitely a necessity in the game, especially with how buggy it is and how anything can kill you. My boy Gecko, we've been playing contestant zones a lot. And of recently, we've been bumping into each other, and a simple small bump can down you, break both your legs. I saw it happen yesterday on stream. It was funny. This is who and Gecko walked into each other, and they both went down. I was like, ooh, what if I wasn't there? They would have the backspace. What if we were out in the wild in the woods or something like that on Bloom, hunting cows, and they had no way to get back? Well, this is an essential vehicle. Definitely is S tier. And it's well designed too. Definitely nothing wasted on this vehicle. Excellent. Absolutely love it. S tier. Let's move on to the Zeuses. Have you guys played with the Zeuses? We have two of them. We have the Clipper and we have the ES. So what do you guys think about these two birds? So Clipper, ES. Clipper, ES. Okay. This is a tough one. They're both very similar in nature, but they're also very different. One thing that gives the Clipper an advantage over the ES is its tractor beam arm. Makes things a lot easier when moving cargo. And the space is well utilized within this one versus the base ES. So there is a little, little detriment, not detriment, it's a little hit or miss depending on your own personal taste. Yeah, guns are too big for show. This ship, they really tried making it multi-role, having a pilot and two co-pilots. They really wanted to be, the multi-role ship for beginners, I guess, if you wanted to say, but it realistically doesn't need to have all those seats up front. Realistically, just one seat would have been amazing. That's where I think the ship falls short. It does not need to have those two extra seats on the side. It is a nice bird, but it doesn't need to have all that. It's easily a solo ship without the need of those two seats. That's where I think it falls kind of short, even for both of them. I know that on the Clipper, one of the co-pilot seats can activate the tractor beam arm, and that thing comes in handy. It comes in very handy. I actually ended up giving away my ES to Gaporo because he's helped me out. So I gave him one of mine. So he got that. I have the MR version, and I'm waiting for that to drop. That's going to be probably an S tier ship when it drops, as long as it has an actual quantum interdiction, kind of like the Mantis versus the Guardian QI. Like really. It does fly really well in and out of atmosphere. Definitely pierces atmosphere easily. It's, you know, shaped like an arrow, well designed. The ship is well designed in a lot of ways. In my opinion, I'm gonna give the ES C tier. I'm gonna give the Clipper A tier. Am I valid? Am I valid? Let's see what you guys say about that one. Yeah, I understand that. I've had a couple issues with it too. Using the cargo arm, you know, you have to load from the back of the door and up, and that's the way how you get it going real easily. You have to load from corner back, then towards the cargo arm itself. No, not valid. Why? Why, Emperor? Let's hear your opinion. Why? Why is it not valid? B tier CL? Both B tier? So y'all thinking it should be like this? You think they're baddies? D tier? I mean, it's fun to fly. It's fun to fly. I enjoy flying it. It flies very well. Fun factor is definitely you know, apparent here. Yeah, you know, it can be said like the Cutlass Black. You know, that's easily an S tier vessel, and it has no real gameplay loop, but it's fun to fly. The cargo grids are sus. No, I get it. I get it. Okay, okay. Nah, I mean it's fun to fly. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Clipper B tier, then the ES C tier. Let's see. What price point? Hmm, that's tough. Think about it. So like what? How much is the Zeus ES? How much is that? It's about 150, right? Or is that the MR? So think about it. The ES is I think it was 150. So if it was 150, then you look at the constellation Taurus. That's like 180. You could throw a Nursa inside of there. And so that's a good price point for a bigger size beginner ship. Easily can throw that in there. The Starlancer Max, that is a $225 ship. That ship is really well priced, and so you can throw a lot inside of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. MR is 190. How much is the Zeus? The ES versus the CL. What's the price point if you happen to know, Emperor? ES is 176. How much is a Constellation Taurus? I got that. I got that. Tell me how much the Constellation Taurus is if you were to buy it. Then we can compare it to answer that question that someone asked earlier about the price point for a ship to fit a Ursa in the back. 200 is tourists. So, you know, what? You spend an extra $25 and you get a ship that can fit a lot inside of it. So it depends on your taste, realistically, because you have to realize there's a lot of cool factor and what you think is cool in your opinion versus it being more utilitarian. A lot of people don't always look at how utilitarian ships can be. A great example is me. I didn't pick up the Peregrine because I had the Raven, because I thought the Raven is cooler, and you know, I enjoyed it. The Taurus, it's an awesome ship. I ain't gonna lie. Taurus is an awesome ship. It can do a lot more than a lot of other ships out there for the price point. But if you spend $25 more, you can get yourself a Starlancer Max. 80, that's expensive. 8 million in game. Okay, we're moving on to the last ship on the list. We have the RSI Polaris. What do you guys think about the RSI Polaris? Me, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. This to me was easily double paper plate. I wasn't feeling it. let's see what you guys say in the chat. This was double paper plate, D tier. F the Polaris, D tier. D tier. Nah, Starlancer Max is great. I love it. It might be slow. Yeah, so I actually talked one of my friends out from buying the Polaris. 'Cause I was telling him, I was like, hey, once engineering turns on, you're gonna be in trouble because he's more of a solo player. Yeah, I was telling him that like there's not gonna be NPC shards for a very, very long time. Galactic S tier. Your chat man. Wow. Can't deal. Yeah, easily. But you have to realize one thing I realized with Star Citizen is that there's a lot of solo players out there. People are very shy to communicate with one another. I realize this a lot. They don't like adding friends or chatting with them. If you see someone in the wild, the first things first that comes to people's mind is shoot first, ask questions later, because people are scared. And so it's not easy to always make friends in the game. I get comments all the time, people saying, oh, I wish I had friends to play. And then I tell them, hey, hop in my Discord. We're online all the time in my Discord. Join the Golden Rhinos org. We're always online. We're always playing. We're having a good time. We like the bullshit. We like to have good times with our people out in the org. And people still like to argue about certain things about people who actually want to play solo. I know that solo gameplay is supposed to be a thing. People want to do that. They don't want to always roll with the crew. Okay. Hey, Dominion, have you ever flown an Aurora into a Polaris? I did that the other day. One shot at it. Funny. So, let's be serious now. Enough with the jokes when it comes to the Polaris. So when I got my hands on it, one thing I didn't like about the ship is that I felt like the space for it wasn't utilized very well. Lots of open space, a lot of empty open space everywhere in the ship. Um, you could use it the way you wanted to use it, but it just felt like it was not built well, kind of rushed. Let me look at the chat. You guys putting long ass paragraphs in the chat. Okay. Okay. We have to move this over here. Captain's quarters was underwhelming. It really was. It felt like a regular bedroom. With a crew of 12 plus 2 fighters, it's amazing. It's hard to get 12 friends online though. Like I got a Discord with like over 60 people in it, and sometimes it's hard to get 10 people to play because of time zones and time constraints and things like that, work and things like that. People got lives to live, so they can't be on the game all the time. True. I did see a YouTuber. They did do some team deathmatch inside of a Polaris. It's definitely big enough. You can have some fun, capture the flag type shit. Oh yeah, it'll definitely be a ship that can be reckoned with once it pops in its actual gameplay role. I'm curious how engineering is going to play a role with this ship when fuses start to pop off, components start to break. You're gonna have a couple dedicated engineers running around the ship repairing things with the multi-tool or whatever the tool that they're gonna make you use to repair vehicles. It's gonna be a difficult bird to fly once that gameplay comes online. It's really gonna put a lot of people off who own it, who think that they can solo run it. The big orgs who are able to do so, they're gonna own a lot of territories with these bigger ships because they have the personnel to back it up. Not everyone has that ability to have that many people online to play with the ship this big and to properly man it. It's not easy all the time. I mean, blah. This dude. Hmm. Yeah, it is an org site ship. So, where should I place it at? In my opinion, I would actually place it in C tier. Uh, that's where I feel like I would be comfortable placing it. But I know not everyone would agree with that. So maybe in between C and B. Is that valid? Is that valid? Let it be known in the chat. Big Bird. Rip Corsair personality. Yeah. Right here, in between B and C. You know. Valid. So this is the tier list. This is what I think, with the help of you guys, for all the ships that released in 2024. Do you think this tier list is valid, or do you think it's a little egregious and some things need to be changed? I know some of y'all were debating back and forth with the Zeuses, but I'm curious. You have 5 Polarises? God, why? Why? What are you gonna do with that much metal? That many missiles? What are you gonna do? Who's gonna man it? I want to know. Do you run a big org? Come on, Emperor, answer. You got all of us waiting in the chat now, putting you on the spotlight. Yeah, why? Vanguard, ask why. I want to know. So Internet Goose, the base F7C didn't release in 2024. It released at the end of 2023, so it's not on this list. Only going to be the Tracker and the Ghost. So in 2024, it was 17 ships released. We had the Firebird, Peregrine, Argo Atlas, Argo CSM, Zeus Clipper, Polaris, Intrepid, Guardian QI, Medipin, Mirai Pulse, and Mirai Pulse LX. Then we also had the Ursa Medevac. Yeah, if you're just entering into the chat, I'm sorry you're not coming more towards the end of the creation of the tier list. I was trying to involve everyone in the chat, you know, so we can all do this as like more of a community thing. So Emperor, you came in swinging with your wallet. You're like, I did it again. You came swinging. You're like, I'm gonna buy myself a bunch of Polarises. I'm gonna rule the skies with my armada. Okay, I see you. I'm trying to get my hands on a privateer. I tried buying one this year, but I ended up missing the sale mark, and so I was kind of sad. So I was like, whatever. Next year, I gotta wait. Okay. Everyone let it be known. Emperor is Big Daddy rich because he bought 5 Polarises. So this is the tier list. So let's go over it from A tier and let's see if everything is valid, or S tier. Okay. S tier, Argo ATLS. Is that valid? I'm gonna give that a double thumbs up because it is definitely an essential vehicle. Jeez, Emperor, you're more than me. I'm about to hit 15K. Should be at 15K by the end of this year. I'm pretty deep too. I guess we've got a couple whales inside of here. So, am I valid? S tier, Argo ATLS. See it in the chat. See it in the chat. Am I valid? Yep, we got one. Got Timba. Glad to have all y'all inside of here. Really cool, really cool. In between S and A tier, we have the Starlancer Max. Is it valid? Look, now everyone's flexing in the chat. Everyone's like, I put in this amount of money. Look at you guys flexing. So Argo ATLS is 100% valid. Big dog. Can't wait to see the combat variant hit. Very essential. All right, next ship. This one's in between Starlancer Max, in between S and A tier. Is it valid? Not in between? Why? Give me your reasonings. Oh, I mean, he said it's B tier. Hell nah. Fully crewed S tier? I've only ran this ship with 3 people so far. It's a lot of fun. Throw some Furies in the back, throw Betty back in the back, run some missions. Fully crewed S tier. So what? A tier? Just to give it more defined. Okay. So how about that? Putting it A tier. Is that valid for the Starlancer Max? I believe it should be in between. I love it, but it's so slow. It's such a slow bird. That's the only reason why I would drop it down. Oh, easily soloable. Solo-lable. Without a doubt. Negative A. What is that, Emperor? Like right here? Is that negative A? Hiding behind those? Valid. I'm gonna keep it at A tier. Keep it at A tier. Starlancer Max, A tier. Mirai Pulse. I'm gonna categorize both of the pulses, the base pulse and the LN, S tier. Is that valid? Yeah, I understand that. I see you, John. I see you, John. Sound out in the chat. We got a decent amount of people in here. I see you guys. I see you guys. Now, onto the pulses. Mirai Pulse. What do you guys think? S tier. Is it valid? I say it's S tier because it has good cargo space. You could throw like 5 guns into its cargo space, and you could throw it in any vehicle. It fits in everything, you know. B tier? Oh, real broken. So Emperor says it's broken, but it's still valid. A tier, okay. It is personal bias. That's what this whole entire list is. But I'm trying to have you guys include it in the whole thing. Yeah, it's what the X1 came out last year. And then shortly after the Pulse came out, after the X1, and I literally dropped the X1. The X1, trash hover bike, easily damageable, hits the ground a lot, blows up. Pulse, it holds it down, flies real fast, easy to control when it's not doing kickflips and cartwheels. All right, next S tier. Let's continue on to the Ursa Medevac. I'm already saying, you guys already know. S tier. Completely essential. If you're someone who flies medium to large ships, I guarantee you got one sitting in the back. I already know you guys do. Oh, Vanguard, come on now. 2024, not 2025 or 2023. So, Ursa Medevac. It is God tier. I tell all my friends that if you own a bigger ship, Carrack, Starlancer, Constellations, Polaris, anything, S tier plus, shit. S tier plus. Triple S tier. Wow. Yeah, it's a great vehicle. Absolutely love it. Has guns, revive. Only thing I have to say about the whole entire revival thing is you don't get the white spacesuits anymore. They like let's say you die, you can't, you know, put on a spacesuit. You're just naked. You know, at least, you know, put like a undersuit inside of like the cabinets or something that you could put on. Like, what if you're on a planet that has no oxygen and you revive in the Ursa? You're kind of out of luck. If you try running out to your ship to open it to go, you know, get inside of it with the Ursa, you're kind of stuck. That's the only caveat I have to say. But that's with all of the vehicles you can respawn in. They don't come with a undersuit as a backup, as if you were dying, like actually in game, you respawn at the hospital. That's S tier. All right, let's go to A tier. We got the Medipin. We've already talked about this ship, so you can go away. Right. So now we're talking about the medical terrapin, A tier. Is that valid? I think it's valid. Yeah, I understand that. Nurses for the win. Hell yeah. All right. On to the Medipin. A tier. Am I valid? All y'all who are new, who are just entering the chat, sound off. Let yourself be known. Don't be afraid to comment. We're all here together doing this, having fun, BSing around. Heavily armored and has better med bed. Yep. Pretty much, you know, if you get yourself a medical Pisces and you want to go a step up, this is definitely a cool ship. I'm not sure about the price point still at 200 bucks. This is funny. So what? Over the weekend on Saturday, me, Gecko, Iota, and Fridge, we were gonna go run the executive hangars. They were running in a Constellation, and Gecko was running in the Terrapin with me. We got ambushed by an F8C and a Hornet, and you know, they shot down the Constellation real quick and easy, and they're blasting the living hell out of the Terrapin. And the shields were down. Shields were down, but they were not doing that much hull damage. They were lighting me up. And before I bailed out of the ship's health was still green across the board. So I'm probably sure I still could have flew even closer to the base to get closer if I wanted to before I bailed out. But because I was under such heavy fire, I panicked and we kind of just ran out. It's kind of like meh, but it did hold up really well. Yeah, the Terrapins are definitely stronger than what they are. It's fun to run into stuff with them, other ships and things like that. Easily destroy other ships running into them. It's surprisingly how strong the turtle shell can withstand. So, is the medical Terrapin valid? A tier? I'm saying it. Right? You can approach bunkers, get lit up by the cannons at the bunkers, the AATT guns. Won't even put a dent into it where you're trying to find a spot to land easily. Okay, so A tier is where it belongs. Right. Let's go to B tier. Starting off with the Aegis Firebird. Yep. All right. Dude, in Power, I'm not sure if you're subscribed or not, but I did have a video where I was testing out the railgun versus other ships. It one-shot the Intrepid, but yeah, almost. Well, it took 26 charged shots to shoot down the Terrapin. My logic makes sense. You already know Big Bird here. Okay, so moving on to the B tier list, what we got locked in. What do we have? First ship on the list, Firebird. It is a missile interceptor. It could be stealth as well, but it is what it is. When the ship first came out, it had 12 missiles, got bumped up to 24 missiles, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not double checking. But yeah, I had this ship. I flew it for quite a while, and I enjoyed it when I had it before I upgraded it to the Prowler. It's a cool ship, flies very well, handles very well, and it can take out a lot of enemies with all the missiles it packs. It's a fun ship, but is it B tier? Soft as tissue paper. You're funny. We got 40 people inside of here. Welcome all, welcome all. If you guys are new to the chat, wait, make sure you place a comment down below. I'm still gonna say with B tier because for its class, it packs a lot of punch. What it is, you know, you fly in, fly out. It's kind of like the Aegis Eclipse. You fly in, hit the target, and fly out. You're not there to stick around. Breeze. It's a great ship. I think B tier is valid. Put valid in the chat if you guys agree. It's a hard hitter, yes, but it definitely is a glass cannon. It goes down real quick and easy. Like I said, it's really a fly-in, fly-out ship, you know. Exactly, Vanguard. Preach. Preach to the choir. All right. Next in the B tier list, we have the Hornet Tracker and Hornet Ghost MK2. The A tier, do A tier, B tier. It's in B tier, yeah. So valid. Okay. Valid. Yeah, yep. I see you. I see you. Maybe I'll give it a little smidgen up, just like that. There we go. Okay, little smidgen, partly A. It's just peeking over it. Okay. I see you. I see you. Now, both the Hornets. What do you guys think about the Hornets? I'm gonna put them both together because they're so similar. Uh, I think B tier is a good spot for them just because they have a lot of potential in the future. They could be absolute dominant ships in the future. So I'm gonna say B tier. They're not there yet. They're still cooking in the oven. Once they get done, solid. Be 1/4 tier. Get the heck out of here. Yep, valid. Like to see. All right, all right. I see you guys. B tier valid for the Hornets. Okay. The Dark Horse, the Intrepid. What do you guys think? S tier or B tier? S tier, right? S tier. Where should we place the Intrepid? I think B tier is still fair for the ship. It's good, but it's not good. Its interior saves it, in my opinion. It's a cool ship. It's a cool ship. It's not the best though. C tier, F tier, Lamo. Damn, you guys are crucial. Double paper plate. Nah, he's saying F tier. He's saying fuck out of here. so, so maybe in between B and C. Would that be valid? I still think the Nomad got the Intrepid beat when it comes to being a good ship. You said remove the Intrepid from the list. You're funny. Absolutely hilarious. Oh, okay. A beginner ship that will be A tier and above. Avenger Titan, Consolidate Outlanders, Nomad. Excellent ship, by the way. And technically, the Cutlass Black is considered a beginner ship as well. They always bundle it with everything, whenever bundles start happening. They always have the Cutlass Black. You didn't know it's symmetrical? What the hell, dog? Look. Cockpit's to the left a little bit. I mean, you don't have to have a kitchen or weapons rack. Yeah, Nomad is God status. Especially for its price point. The Nomad is $10 more than the Intrepid, and you get so much to offer. Great living quarters, armor locker, weapons cabinet, everything. Hey, hold on. What'd you say? You said what'd you say in the chat, Dominion, earlier? No. Someone said that the Titan doesn't have a. Oh, Vanguard said that. So Vanguard, let me ask you something quickly. Vanguard, the Cutlass Black, it don't got a bathroom on it. You ever realize that? Where are you supposed to use the bathroom in the Cutlass Black? Open up the side door and drop a bomb on somebody? Yeah, Nomad really is space F-150. That's funny. I think that this is valid right here at. Get out of here. Right here at B. I think that's valid for the Intrepid. No, I haven't had overheating issues with the Nomad for a very long time. It's been like years since I had overheating issues. They fixed that like way back in like 3.15 days and shit. Okay, next ship on the list. We are going to talk about the Zeus Clipper, the cargo variant Zeus. Is B tier valid, or do you guys think it needs to be down here? If it's valid, put it in the chat. It needs a poop room. It definitely does. So moving on to the Zeus. Is this valid for the cargo variant? Valid. Okay, okay. We got one valid. What else we got? I feel it, Dominion. I feel it. I was saying that too. I actually made a ticket about that. Yeah, B tier, B tier. I see you guys saying B tier. Valid. Okay, I see you guys. Yep, solid B tier. We got the Clipper locked in at the B tier. Let's move on to the Mirai Guardians. The weird looking paperclip looking ship, the clothespin ship, the ship that gets blown up real easily, a heavy fighter that don't feel like a heavy fighter. So what do you guys think about the Guardian being in C tier? Let's bring this up to the front. Classes in session. Mirai Guardian C tier. Is this a solid right here? I'm gonna categorize both of the Guardians and the same thing, consolidate them. Yeah, so yes. I said C tier. What do you guys think? Valid? Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I'm still thinking that this is valid for this vehicle. Very valid. Steel instead of paper. Should it be in the double paper plate section? You know, double paper plate, D tier? Because it really is a glass cannon at its current status. Original Guardian, I know, right? Guardians of the Galaxy style thing. This thing ain't guarding anything. It can't guard itself. Shit. So, C tier? Is that valid? I'm gonna say valid. Let's move on to. It's in C tier. It's in C tier, Emperor. It's in C tier. It's in C tier. Okay, okay, okay. Next ship on the chopping block. We got ourselves the Zeus ES, the exploration variant. C minus. You know, I'll go a little to the C. Or he said C minus, right? Let's make it small. There we go. There we go. We made the Guardian small because because it's shameful how easy it is to take out the Guardian. It's so easy. All right, let's move on to the Zeus ES. We spent too much time on the Guardian talking shit. Let's continue on. The Zeus ES. I like the ship a lot. It was a fun ship to fly. I still think that there's no reason to have 3 seats in the cockpit. It's a little too much for a ship of this size. Yeah, but it got big. It got big fuel tanks. It can fly across the verse. You know, you can go back and forth without having to refill all the time. Itty bitty Guardian, I know, right? It ain't guarding shit. I'm thinking that the Zeus ES fits right in C tier. It's fun to fly. It looks cool. Its features function very well. Very I can't talk right now. Ergonomic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see you, Timber. I can have it sneak up in the B tier just a little bit, you know, trying to peek his head over the edge, just a little bit. Just a little smidgen. I still think it's C tier just because it's there, but it's just not as good as the Zeus Clipper. Fast but barely makes it. Shit. I'm gonna keep it at C tier. I think C tier is valid. It's not perfect and it's not great, but it is fun to fly and it offers just enough to have a good time with it. Not too much. It's not enough to be placed in the B tier just because it could be better. If it actually offered its explorational amenities and stuff like that, then it will be higher. But right now, this ship is just a ship for the boys. Just the fun bird to fly. That's where I see it at. So I think C tier is valid. You guys are saying in between C and B. So if I were to put it, let's just bring you up. Bring you up right here in between C and B. Is that valid? Yeah, the Zeus's go down, and they're very paper. They go down real quickly. The shields suck. If you upgrade the ship shields to military, they're a lot better, but still very paper. So in between. All right, D tier. Yeah, look at the baby guardian. He's so small. He can't handle itself. D tier. We got the Aegis Peregrine. You guys think that this is definitely double paper plate? You go to the cookout, you eat some food, it's not good. You take the plate, you put it upside down in the trash can. Is that the Peregrine? Is this valid? Sound off in the chat. I'm still saying it's valid. I didn't like this ship. It offered me nothing. Even as a racing ship, it offered me nothing because I just pull out the Fury and smoke this bird. For all y'all who are new into chat, sound off. Is the Peregrine double paper plate? Is this valid? No one's sounding off. No one's sounding off. I like the race. I like the race in Arena Commander. That's where I do all my racing. I don't race actually in game, but I like the race. Usually like Miner's Lament is one of my favorite tracks. This dude. This is bad. They put this shit in the neighbor's check. Damn, Emperor sounded off. I feel it. I feel it. Like it's a cool ship. It's a racing ship. It's nice, but the Raven handles almost exactly the same as this ship. It's nothing any better. The Firebird almost handles exactly the same. Just this ship can get up to speed faster, and you know it's cool and all, but it's not for everyone. There's better racing ships if your soul's in the racing. I think they just made this for more of a cash grab, in my opinion. But I haven't seen anyone fly this bird in the verse, not once. Ever since it came out, no one's talked about it. So I don't got much to say about it. So. So double paper plate. Okay. Second to the last ship. We are valid with the Aegis Peregrine. The Argos CSM. Double paper plate. Is this ship garbage? Not even ship, ground vehicle. Is this pick 'em up truck garbage? It's supposed to be an F-150, but this thing ain't being no F-150. Oh, Kevin just getting in. Hey, Kevin, you're a little late. This reason why the Guardian is C tier. Ooh, two's much too bad. Is because it could be better, but it's not. Glass cannon, it gets shot down real easily. It flies kind of funky. Missiles, any size missile takes it out. One shot, be full health, full shields. One baby missile could take it out from an Aurora. It got issues, a lot of issues. It could be better. There is better heavy fighters out there. If you want to talk about the Guardian, Kevin. Yeah, armor's broken. If you get shot in the engine, really bad torque imbalance, it'll start doing death spirals. You don't want that to happen. You have to. This is not good. It needs work. It's not there yet. I think they kind of just dropped it because they want to hit a quota for the end of the year. more than anything else. It's just not there. It's cool and all, but nah, definitely not anything better than C tier. Anyone who's new, welcome to the chat. Anyone who's new here, we are almost done with the video, just because we're now entering the final 2 ships of the tier list. Okay, I see you guys. I see you guys. You guys are making valid reasons. So what? Should I bump it up a little bit? Some of you guys are saying B tier, C tier. I'm still seeing double paper plate just because of all the issues it's having with the collision detection, how it does wheelies all the time with nothing in the back. The suspension is really bouncy, can't roll over pebbles. It struggles. Maybe C tier. Is C tier more valid? Truck cone, get out of here. Is a failure minus 50? Okay, I. Man, they got dark outside real quick. Deeper bed, okay. Yeah, I remember reading that, but it's still just quite annoying. I'll keep it here at C tier. I'll keep it here at C tier, okay? Yeah, C tier in current state. If the game was working properly, then it'd be more of a B tier vehicle, but right now in 2024, or then back then, this is where I would sit at, in my opinion. Let me switch songs up. I'm feeling that cut. Right. So C tier valid. Is C tier valid for the Argo SMM? SCV, whatever. Is it valid? I'm vibing right now. Definitely C tier. I think that's valid. All right, y'all. We're going on to the last ship on the list. The Polaris. Is it the entire list because it's so big and all of these vehicles can't fit inside of it? Or is it double paper plate? Or should we throw it right here at B tier just because it has a lot of potential, but it's just not there yet? B and A tier together. What do you guys think? Or the Polaris? Is the Polaris valid at in between A and B tier? I'm going to say this is a good spot for it. I can't wait to see what people do with it once more systems come online, once we start seeing more people joining up and playing. I think the biggest issue with the Polaris right now is that it's hard to crew. It's hard to get people to man it. Like I said earlier, a lot of people play Star Citizen. They play it as solo players. And so, you know, they got these really big ships, but no one to play with. And I see it in my comments in my videos. People comment in my videos like, oh, I wish I had friends so I could play in the game, but I don't have friends, because people don't make friends in the game sometimes. Like, they're shy. It's kind of weird, but it's not hard to make friends in the game. I've made tons of friends in the game, and we play all the time together now, and it's a lot of fun. If you guys are having issues playing solo, you guys want to play with people, hop into my Discord. It's linked in the description below. Join the organization, linked in the description below, because we have fun together. We do things. I am dying today. Shit, what's going on? Yo, Emperor, chill. Dominion, chill. Yo, stop scrapping in the chat. The Emperor over here is, I'll fight you. Epic Gaming, I feel it. I feel it. But yeah, Dominion, like, that's the thing too. Like I said, you got to realize that not everyone plays with a large group of friends because of time constraints. Not everyone's online. For example, In my Discord, we have people from all over. We got people from Australia, we got Italy, USA, East Coast, West Coast, Canada. And so it's not easy to get everyone online. And some people are facing that problem right there alone. And, you know, it's not always easy. You could try joining a US server, but that does not mean the player is from US. You know, I got people from Brazil in my my Discord and in the organization. And so not everyone can play with a big group of people. Sometimes it's hard to even get one friend to come online, let alone, you know, 6 to 12. So you have to look at that when it comes to this. Once people become more friendly with one another and less gun happy, then I can see the ship being a real utilitarian ship. It will be great in a lot of aspects just because you're using it more ways with friends. All right, Vanguard. Salute. See you later next time. Oh, easily, Sky. The ES is easily good for solo. CL is better than the ES in my opinion, just because it has that cargo arm. I think you're just getting here into the stream near the end of the stream. We're now just finalizing up the tier list, and this is pretty much what it's looking like. Everything's looking real solid. Let me lock this down, okay, real quickly, because I think this is going to be it for the tier list. So, let's take a look. Let's do this in review. Let's take a quick peek. What do we have here? Again, for the S tier, for the supers, we got the Argo ATLS, Morai Pulse, Double SS. We got the Ursa Medevac. That's God tier, apparently. A tier, Medipen. Then we got A tier, Starlancer Max. Then we got the Firebird, which is trying to peek its way into the A tier, but it's still mostly in B tier. It's there. We see you trying to get up there. Awesome. We got both the Hornets, Hornet Tracker, Hornet Ghost, MK2. They're both great. They both have a lot of potential. They're in the oven cooking. Then we got the Dark Horse of the Year. I keep on calling it that because it is low-key and excellent ship for a beginner. So, highly recommend you guys check out the Intrepid if you guys haven't. If you guys are going to buy one off the store, wait to pick one up when it hits in-game within 3 to 6 months. Then we got both the Zeuses. The ES is good, but it's just not all the way there. With the fumbling, the exploration is not a thing in the game yet, so it should be just a little bit lower, but it's fine where it's at. Take it with a grain of salt. And then we have the Clipper variant. That cargo arm really does make a huge difference between the two. I also can't wait for the MR to drop, the mercenary version with the whole entire quantum interdiction component and things. That's going to be a serious ship. It's going to be fun to fly. Then we have the Polaris. Polaris is in between A and B. It's an excellent ship if you have the friends to back it up. If you don't, you may be out of water. So that's that. Now we're going to go on to C tier. We have the Argo CSM. Okay. It's an excellent little pickup truck that can do a lot depending on how you want to utilize it. If you want to utilize it for running logistic depots or just moving cargo from place to place, it's excellent. Nice little ship. Nice little ground vehicle. And then we got double paper plate. We got the Aegis Saber Peregrine. Trash. Absolute garbage. Not even double paper plate. The incinerator. We're going to take this like old Sally and take her into the back, and we're gonna blast her. Right. We're gonna delete. We don't want that shit on here. Oh, I almost forgot. The Guardian's over here too. Just, it's really small. It's a cool ship. It's not bad. It's not good, but it definitely needs some work. Its armor is not there. It dies incredibly easily. A couple shots, gone. But that is the tier list. Let's talk about it. So we got Emperor and Dominion over here arguing in the chat. So you have 2 and it sucks. Why do you have 2? Oh yeah, I can't wait to fly the Perseus. Once the Perseus actually goes live, it's gonna be a cool bird. Really can't wait to use it, see what it can do, see how well I can actually fight it with other ships and things like that. Do some combat tests. You're fine with these results? I'd like to hear it. What about the rest of y'all? What do you guys think? Is this list valid? So Emperor, they said that the Perseus might be coming this year. They advertises it. It could be a possibility. Not sure 100% yet. We just don't know. We gotta wait. He's been using it for a lot of hate. He's not happy with the Intrepid. I still think it's the dark horse of the year. So you guys, is this tier list valid? The Paraguay's was on D tier, but I deleted that motherfucker because we don't want that there, so it can go away. Yeah, I'd like to see that. If it's valid, all y'all type valid in the chat. I want to see it. I want to hear it. Valid list. So if you guys want to argue in the comments, we can talk right now. Let's argue about it. Let's have some fun. Okay. So frog nuts, what's wrong with the Firebird? You don't like it? Valid. I see you guys. Yeah, see, it's a good list in my opinion. The ships that they released this year, the line was pretty nice. I was kind of skeptical about this year. I feel like the Sabers. So the Saber, Firebird, and Peregrine were the ghost drops of this year, including the Argo ATLS. Those were all the ghost drops for this year, or last year. Oh, he's be an A tier. Ah, no, look, see, it's peeking, Look, it's trying to sneak in the A tier. It's really trying. It really wants to be up there, but it's just not there yet. It's trying. Nice. Welcome to the game, Sky. The game is actually in a pretty good place right now. 4.0 is in a good place. I can't say that much for Stanton, but in Pyro system, it's been running really nice for me. So what do you guys think are going to be the ghost drops for 2025? You think they're going to drop anything that's not on the list of ships that they're going to drop? Kind of like this year with the Firebird and the Peregrine. Those weren't on the list for this year. Let's see, the Argo CSM wasn't on the list either. Okay, I see you, Emperor. Valid, okay. Ground vehicles and variants. I'm curious what the ghost drops are going to be too. I hope they drop the Rangers. That's what I really want. I've been waiting for the Rangers for years. I really want my motorcycle. That and the G12. I'm waiting for the G12 for a long time too. You think they would have the G12 out because it looks like it'll be an easy vehicle to craft. Paladin? I don't think the Paladin's going to drop this year. Maybe next year. I think the Paladin's going to have a 2-year turnaround. Titan mech suit? Maybe. That'd be cool. Different variant of this. They would have to make it move faster. I feel like they would drop the TAC this year during Invictus. I feel like that's when it would come out. I'm probably sure that the TAC is already done and completed. It's just, they're waiting for the next big ship sale to drop it. And what other place to drop the TAC would be Invictus, the big military expo. Nah. CIG already stated that the Kraken's not going to drop before the Ironclad. So once the Ironclad comes out, they're going to use that as its base model for the Kraken. So that one's going to have to wait still. I feel like the Ironclad will come out near the end of the year before they start working on the Kraken, since they're using it as its base model. Other than that, that is the tier list. I have the Ironclad Assault, so I'm curious what they're gonna make first. Well, by looking at the images that they released during CitizenCon, it definitely looks like the base Ironclad is gonna be releasing before the Assault. Yeah. Well, that is the list. I'm gonna probably end the stream here, and I'm glad that all y'all came out. We got a lot of viewership today. I think this was an excellent video. I got the whole community involved in this. Lots of people commenting what their thoughts are and their opinions. I enjoyed seeing you guys spitball down in the comments, and I was enjoying spitballing with you. That's one of my highlights when I make content. I love to talk to you guys. I try responding to all the comments I get on my videos. And you guys definitely have been down there today, spitting some words at each other, especially Dominion and Emperor. Y'all going knocking heads with each other. Y'all funny. Other than that, though, yeah. Well, thanks for the stream. I'm probably gonna post this on the channel later on as an official upload later once it gets done uploading and rendering and things like that, because YouTube takes a whole day to cycle the stream. So you might see it pop up later, and if you guys want to watch that, as a recap, it would be cool. But again, yeah, thank you for coming out. This was awesome. I absolutely loved doing all of this. And yeah, yeah, if you guys aren't subbed, hit that subscribe button, because I try my best to post high quality content. I try to be very cinematic, and I also try to be very direct and also very gameplay orientated with my videos. So if you're not subbed and you're in the chat, hit that sub button and hit the bell icon. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the next videos, because I got a whole list of videos dropping this week. I think I got about 4 to 5 videos lined up for this week, and they're all going to be great. Other than that, it is the one, the only Big Bird himself, Fried Chicken, out.